Welcome to the Rebooted Mindset, a transformative podcast that reshapes adversities into triumphs. Meet Alida Hernandez, a beacon of resilience, who's journeyed from the brink of despair to a state of holistic wellness. Her story is one of grit and grace, a testament to the power of perseverance. Tune in every Tuesday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time as we explore authentic experiences and share life-altering solutions. We're here to guide you on your journey to a healthier, more balanced you. We believe in the potential of every individual to reboot their mindset, and we're here to support you every step of the way. Remember to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon to stay updated. It's your turn to transform your challenges into victories. Remember, it's never too late to reboot your mindset. Welcome aboard.
Hi everybody, Alida Hernandez. Welcome back Tuesday at 6 p.m. here Eastern Time in Boca Raton, Florida, Rebooted Mindset. So welcome. I'm happy you're here. Returning people, thank you for supporting me. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, especially on YouTube. And if you're on Facebook or Instagram, just follow us and our page. As well, click the little bell on YouTube so you'll get notified. I always put the episode beforehand so you'll get notified when the episode will be airing live. So I do hope everybody can hear me well. And I'm here in South Florida. The weather's been really kind of crazy. We never get this kind of weather. Cool. I know people, you'll laugh at us. Okay, I'm a New Yorker. I'm a former New Yorker, but I've been here for 24 years now. And when it gets below 55, even below 60, I'm cold. So I'm sorry, it's just ridiculous. Anyway, today's show I'm talking about challenges, mindset, and decisions. So I've been going back and forth about today's episode, and I thought I'd just come in today and just talk to you about some things. So let's just start. So we all have challenges in this life. Okay, we have life presents us obstacles, big and small ones, right? And that shapes us who we are. It shapes our character, our resilience, our growth. And by embracing those challenges, it brings opportunity for learning and growing. And we can navigate our lives, twists and turns more efficiently. Now, I can talk it, right? But it's not that easy. So let's be realistic. So I just try to give you some guidance and some things to help your mind think about things and kind of open your mind and say, maybe I should think about it differently. So talking about challenges. So I'm going through, my birthday's in exactly 10 days. I'm going to be 59 years young. Thank you very much. I'm very proud of being my age. I do wish I was younger so I can kind of like have more time to do things, but I'm really proud of where I've gotten to and for all the challenges I face in my life. So I was going through back thinking about the decades, right? Because they say every decade we have a change. So I started thinking about it. So when I was 10, there were changes. My parents were divorced, things like that happened. We moved, right? Then when I got to 20, this is when I started getting into like working and dating and stuff like that. And in my 20s, I got first I got my heart broken. Then I got a new person in my life, which I married, and I was married for 16 years. So in my 20s, I got married, and then in my 30s, I had my children, my two boys. My son Gabriel will be 28 years old in April, and my son Christian will be 24 in July, which is really amazing to think about. So then in my 40s, I went through divorce, right? Then I got to my 50s and had a stroke. So now I'm going to hit my 60s, right? And I don't know about you, but with all the challenges I've gone through my life, I finally got to the point that I understand what mindset is so I can get to the next stage of my life. So I want to explain that to you guys because you probably hear, what the heck is mindset? Rebooted mindset. So I named my show Rebooted Mindset because when I had the stroke, I felt like, wow, my brain got rebooted. So that's why I did that, right? So I started thinking about that because your brain controls everything. And I found this little explanation. I'm just going to read this to you here about mindset. So maybe you understand a little bit better of exactly what mindset means. So, mindset is a set of beliefs and assumptions that we hold about ourselves, about our abilities, our goals, our world. Okay. And decisions are the choices that we make based on our mindset, our values, and our preferences, and our available options. So the challenges bring you to get to your mindset of what you have to do, right, to resolve whatever the challenge is. But your mindset, which is a set of beliefs, right, and assumptions that you hold on yourself. So what happens over the years, every decade, right, every decade you go through a challenge, and we don't know what we keep of that baggage. So for example, I'll give you a perfect example. So when I was in my early 21 years old, I met somebody I started going out with, and we had gotten engaged to be married, and I was really young. And I thought I was in love. You know, it was like your first love. Thought I was in love, getting married, and all this stuff. But he came from a dysfunctional family, which I didn't realize. And I started seeing signs, but I really didn't I don't know why I didn't make too much of it. Like, I knew in my mind and my brain intelligence that this wasn't right, but I blinded myself because of the love that I had for this person. So I decided to stick it out. And unfortunately, on one evening, due to his he wanted to do drugs, cocaine back in those days, and landed up. I was 21 years old, and he landed up beating me up. So that was not pretty. I was very young, very impressionable, and the person that I thought was the love of my life at 21 years old landed up beating me and putting me in the hospital. So now I'm all messed up. I had anxiety. I lived in New York. It was a huge challenge, and that's one of the reasons why I moved from New York to LA, because I didn't feel safe, and I didn't realize, and boy, did I learn this the hard way. I didn't realize that when you're going through something and you're going through a challenge in your life, you figure out, oh, I'll pick up and move. But guess what? Doesn't matter where you move to, unless you change your mindset, you're never going to change. So it doesn't matter where you live, because you're still the same person. I'm still Alida, and this is still my brain, and I still have these set of beliefs that I had, and things that I was taught by my parents and my family. And your culture influences your set of beliefs, right? Depends if you grew up in church. I grew up in a Catholic household, went to Catholic school all my life, so I already had some preset things already. By the time I was 21, I was very confused, because I went to school in the church, and then dealing with things on a normal basis. It was hard to juggle and understand how to live a good life, a godly life, and still be in the world. So during the time, so I'm still going back to the challenges. During the time that this happened to me when I was very young, I had to make a decision. So I was supposed to get married within, I think it was less than 6 months. And my mother said to me, "What are you going to do about the wedding?" And I'm like, "What do you mean what I'm going to do about the wedding? I was 21 years old. The person I was going to marry abused me. I'm not marrying him. I don't care how much money we lose. I'm not marrying him." So I decided, I canceled the wedding, canceled everything. We lost deposit, things like that. But like I said to my mother, it's better lose some money than lose my life, because I had to make a decision, and I was smart enough to understand that I wasn't in the right place, and that I was pushing a relationship that wasn't for me. Because sometimes we want things to happen our way, but that doesn't mean that that's God's way. So we have to realize that too. And I talk about a lot of different things. I do a lot of research, and I'm studying all the time to make myself better, and also to help myself better for you. So in order to I can help you all out there as well. So I'm learning too, and there's a lot of things to learn in this world. And your mind is so powerful. When I had that stroke, wow, I didn't realize how much your brain controls everything. So your brain controls everything. The way you think, the way your life is going to come out. So I had other challenges in my life, like jobs. I would get laid off. I worked in a bank and they sell the bank and they get rid of everybody or things like that. So what I did was every time I got faced with a challenge, I go, okay, now what do I do? You know, I'm not gonna sit and cry and go, oh, I don't have a job, or I don't have this, or I don't have any money, or I'm not gonna sit and do the pity story, and be the victim. Okay, first of all, that is one thing that just doesn't work. It doesn't work. You have to learn from it, learn from the lessons that you have, and and use it as a learning experience so you don't do it again, first of all. And it helps you think. It really makes you think about what's your next step. Um, Sometimes, it's hard because we have things that our family or parents have given us that we have set in our mindset, and we think that's the only way to go. I knew people in my life that used to tell me, "Oh no, I only can do this way. It's only this way." But there are three ways you can do the same thing, and they're like, "Oh no, but my father said I only go this path, and that's the only path I go." So that's a mindset. That's a mindset that they've already been ingrained in them, that when they were little kids, that the father said to somebody, when you're going to do something, you only do it this way. Don't worry about everybody else. You do it this way. And they got ingrained in that. And that's kind of a fixed, I forgot, I was looking at it here. It was like a fixed mindset. We're more of let me just look for that right now. I was looking for that before. We were talking, there's two types of mindsets. So one is being an open mindset, right? You're able to grow, a growth mindset. I apologize. It's called a growth mindset. So the growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. So the growth mindset is a belief that you can improve upon your abilities and talents with effort and time. Entrepreneurs with a growth mindset think they can better themselves in areas they struggle in by learning. So this can look like taking classes, watching video tutorials, reading educational articles, finding a mentor, scheduling time for learning. So, as an entrepreneur, myself, an entrepreneur, you likely, or if you are, you'll likely know your strengths and weaknesses. Adopting a growth mindset means approaching your weakness areas with confidence. This might be watching videos on accounting if you struggle with finance, or figure out how to work with programs, different design programs on there to do marketing or things like that. And talking about that, I just want to let you know, talking about being an entrepreneur. So I do a lot of things. I have a lot of hats. So one of the hats is that I'm very technically savvy. I'm a techie. If anybody will understand by me, I've been around technology since it started, since 1982. I've been working with um, personal computers, servers, all the back office that runs like the banking, runs your business basically when you're on the computer and you log into the server and it says, oh, you joined the domain, you joined the domain. Well, I used to build the domains and build those big servers and manage backups and a whole bunch of stuff I did over my years. And so just to let you know that I'm gonna start doing some webinars online. So check those out about technology, just helping you guys out in small business, entrepreneurs, people that have a business but can't handle like this YouTube, and how do we stream, and how do I create, video, and how can I edit videos, or how do I post something on social media. So I'm going to be doing that. So just watch out for my Facebook invite so you can check it out and see if it's a good fit for you. All right. So I will continue here. So having a growth mindset is very important. And I know people have both mindsets. I know people who have that fixed mindset. And no, so let me explain to you. A fixed mindset is the belief that your set of skills and your traits are fixed and that cannot change. So these are fixed mindset views. Their weaknesses as unchangeable, and they cannot improve themselves in those areas. Okay, so this could result in sticking with what you know, refusing to try new things, dismissing attempts to learn as useless, leaning into their strength, and feeling intimidated by others' success. So, fixed mindset can set up an entrepreneur for failure because They're just stuck. You can't be stuck in your brain. Don't get stuck. Okay, there's so many opportunities out there. Let me, since I started with computers, so in 1982, I got the opportunity to work at CBS Channel 2 in New York as an intern in the MIS department, which is the Management Information System that used to be called, and they used to do data processing, and everything was manual. And it's not like now you go on the PC and you want to write a COBOL program, you write your COBOL program, you go run and you get results. Before, you had to go to this big old building, right? Support, put in your punch cards and wait for a report. It was crazy. But anyway, I always had a growth mindset, because the only way I grew and learned to advance in my jobs that I had, because I went to school, I went to university when I was younger, and I would take classes here and there, and I got pretty much almost an associate. But since I was in a 4-year college, it didn't turn into associate. So back in 2004, I went back to college and finished my bachelor's degree in technical management, which was a very challenging time for me. My kids were very little. So Christian was 4 years old and Gabriel was 7. And I was divorced already at that time. So I would study every night when they went to sleep at like 9 o'clock. My eyes were falling. I would take like a quick nap with them while I was reading to them. I always pass out in bed with them. And then I would go and start studying, get on the computer and start reading and studying, because I went through a time when I remember when I was little. I don't know if anybody's gone through this. So when I was 9 years old, I was in school. And back in those days, let's see, it's 1970, I can't add, okay, 65, 70, that's 74. So 1974, right? I was in school, 3rd grade. And there wasn't too many Hispanic students in school that time. Now you must understand that segregation ended in the early 60s. So it wasn't too long, you're talking about maybe 10 years, that segregation, that everybody can be on the bus together, that as they call it. Back in the day, they would say, black people were colored, the colors weren't allowed, and that included anybody that had any shade of color. So even though I am fairly light skinned, I still had a little bit of olive. No, go to the other side. So that's how it was. And there was discrimination. People talk about it now, racism. I don't even, you know what? It wasn't even racism. It was ignorance. Let's be real. It was ignorance. Okay? Ignorance, because they didn't understand, because they heard another language. They didn't understand, where we came from. They weren't trusting. And I really believe that. So anyway, going back to the point is, when I was 9 years old in school, our teacher, I still remember her name. I won't even mention her name, but I remember her name, and I can still see her and I can still hear her voice. And she was a little racist. She was racist. I want to say a little. She was racist to the kids at school. So you imagine, I'm 9 years old. I was very, very shy. Not like this. Me talking like this? No way. This is taking years to get to this. I would hide behind my mother's skirt if I could. I was very, very shy when I was little. And hey Carmen, thanks for tuning in. So this teacher that I had, she basically would say, "Oh, you Spanish people, you're all stupid. I don't even know why you go to school. You're not going to amount to anything. You're just going to be cleaning toilets all your life." That's what she told me. That's what she told all the Hispanic students. And she would call us stupid, and she would scream at us in the class. Until one day I told my mother, and my mother came into the school dressed in her suit, because she worked for the president of CBS, and she was worked for the top executive, and she came in as sharp as she can be. And they all of a sudden they were like, oh, excuse me, Miss Hernandez, assuming, right? Because my mother looked different and was all professional. They just like, "Oh, this is your daughter? Like who's this piece of crap?" Like literally, okay? That's how people used to be. People don't talk about that, okay? People talk about things now. You don't know what's going on. You don't know, but you didn't go through it, okay? That's not what's going on now. Now it's something different. But I'm just talking about the challenges. So I had that big challenge. So I remember at 9 years old, that was my challenge was already I didn't even form. I'm a little girl. And this woman is telling me because I'm Hispanic, because I have a Spanish background, because I have an accent, because I know another language, that I won't amount to anything because my family came from somewhere else. And it was so difficult. So a lot of times I didn't even bother in school because I figured, what's the point? I'm not gonna do anything. So I didn't. And so then now the teachers came and called my mother and said, your daughter's failing. And then I talked to my mother and I told her why. And once we discussed it, I started studying again. I got straight A's. It wasn't my ability. It was what beliefs I had about myself, right? I had the beliefs about myself. So that carried on as I got older. And what I did was every time I faced those challenges, like I would be at work and I always took a job that was a little above me. So say I was a receptionist, right? And my next job, I'm going to be I'm going to be an assistant. Okay. I'm not going to be a receptionist. I'm going to go to the next level. And then I would become office manager, or then I would become something else. I always looked, what's the next step above? Okay. I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. I realize it now because I understand the concept and the process, but I didn't understand the process back then. I basically was doing the same thing. I had a growth mindset from then. I always felt that if somebody challenged me, oh, leader, you don't know how to do that. Guess what? I'm going to learn how to do it because I don't like not knowing. Okay. Not everybody's like that, but that's just me personally. So I just want to say that if you change your mindset, the way you think about things, and not take it personally, never take anything personally, because everybody has their own challenges in their life. And I found out that when people have a bad day, or even driving, walking, whatever, you don't know what they're going through. You don't know what their challenges are. So we can't assume that it's personal. And when you're working too, I used to take things really personal. And then I learned, no, it's about business, about getting a job done. And if I don't know something, that I don't know, but I'll surely figure it out or learn and have the ability to find things. And then especially nowadays, I don't understand how people don't know things, because if you have a cell phone, and majority of people have cell phones, you can even get a free phone, I think, for people who don't have a lot of money. They even have consumer cellular or something, and you get a decent phone. You get internet. You can go to the library to get internet if you don't have it. There's so many places you can get free Wi-Fi if you have a cell phone. Metro PCS phone, they're the most inexpensive. T-Mobile, whatever the brands are. There's some other ones out there, but use your phone as a tool. You can learn anything. I have Audible from Amazon. I have books on there, and I still have tons of books that I need to go through. It's hard to make time for everything, but so I just wanted to go through a couple of more things here. So we went through having a growth mindset and having a fixed mindset. So basically, if you have a fixed mindset, you're stuck. You're in that path. Like, your fixed mindset would be, let me see an example. Something like, okay, every day, maybe you eat a certain thing. Maybe every day you eat chicken. Okay. Chicken, and it's the same exact way. Well, how about changing it up? That's kind of a silly example, but fixed mindset would be is like, I only do I don't know, housework one way, or I only read at a certain time, or it's just habits that you've done, right, that keep you in that same spot. If you want to go, it's like being on okay, I know exactly. Bicycle, right? If you have a bicycle, you get on a bicycle, go on the road, and it takes you somewhere, right? If you are on a stationary bicycle, you're exercising the same place, but you're not going anywhere, right? You're just in the same spot. So it's like a fixed mindset is you're pumping that bicycle, really pumping that bicycle, but you're standing still. So you're not changing anything. You got to get off that moment, that same momentum, and get courageous and get outside the box and just go look at your life and just write down, like, where are you at in life right now? Is it working? Are you happy? Okay, a lot of us spend so much time chasing happiness, but we never do it. We never go out. How many people have jobs out there that they don't like their job? Why don't you like your job? Is it because it's just a job? Is it that you don't know your job? Do you not like it? There's so many things, so many questions I could ask you, right? So what do you like? What would make you happy? What would make you happy working? Okay. I know everybody probably, not everybody wants to have their own business. It's not easy. Let me tell you, it's like being home. Chores are 24/7. And trust me, I work from home and it's very difficult to get stuff done when you're home because I'll be sitting there and my mother will call me or my aunt will call me or the dog barks or something has to go or whatever happens, and you have to stop what you're doing to continue and adjust, and it's not easy. So but having a growth mindset will aid you in that process, because if you know that you don't know something, for example, if you want to learn Spanish, you work here in Miami, okay, and everybody and I say Miami because that's how they say it here, Miami. So in Miami, majority of people are bilingual. Well, not really. It's like crossing another country a lot of times. So Spanish is a big deal in Miami. Okay, anywhere you go to the gas station, you get lost, try to speak English. There's probably a Cuban guy behind there going, no sé qué dice, no entiendo nada, no hablo inglés, I don't speak English. So you have to tell them in Spanish. And I'm not joking around about it, I'm just saying that's the truth. And there's some other languages. For example, I just went to a supermarket that just opened up near here in Deerfield Beach, and nobody, well, not that they do speak English, but I was so confused because they had everything from Europe, from Czech, from Poland, from Romania. No clue. Can't even read it. Can't even tell what. I had to look at the bag to see if it's a grain or what it was, because I didn't know what it was. So it's interesting when you step into somewhere that you don't know a language, right? Or you don't understand, you can't read the language, how you have to adjust. So you have to learn. You got to learn new things, right? You have to learn new things. And sometimes you can get scared to take chances on new things, but you know what, look at situations. Say if you I don't know, I'm trying to think of a situation, but sometimes you have to get out of your comfort zone to see that there's things better out there, okay, to meet new people, to explore new things. So and if you are scared, then find a buddy, okay, find somebody, maybe they'll go with you. Hey, you want to go with me, you know? So Carmen, I'll call you. All right, we'll see what we do. But you know, don't get stuck in your head. There's always people to reach out to. We have a lot of support groups. I have a Sister Mind group that's awesome. Carmen, if you're still on, I'll send you the Sister Mind. You have to get on there. It's an amazing group of women, unconditional love. They're so supportive, and it just helps you grow as a person. And it's just really amazing. I've grown so much in the last year and a half, and I really thank my sisters. So sisters, if you're watching, thank you so much. My new family of sisters that I have in the sisterhood is just awesome. And it's great to have a support group. So if you are alone, try to get a support group. You know, we all need help. We it's not easy being alone. There's so many challenges and fears and hard to trust people. So, but you know, we have to see what makes us happy in life. You know, sometimes when I went through my divorce, I thought I was gonna be like, oh, I'm gonna be so happy I'm divorced. Guess what? I was miserable. And I'll admit that. I was miserable. I got divorced and I go, what did I just do? Like, was I that unhappy? Was it that bad? What was I looking for? And I realize now that, and I don't know if people go through this, but when you're going through that point of the divorce, for some reason if you set your mindset that you're so miserable and you hate this person and you don't want to be there, that's what's going to happen. And I think about it now, okay? And hey, my life wouldn't be the way it is now. Like, I don't know what my life would have been if I stayed married, because I'm such a different person right now, and the growth that I did. And at that time, I don't think I was with somebody who was really, it was more a fixed mindset as I was a growth mindset. So that's another thing. Learn being around people have your same mindset too makes a huge difference. Because if you have somebody who's a fixed mindset and says, "Oh, I don't do anything. I don't have challenges. No, no. I go to the same restaurant every week. I go to the same place every week, or I go here the same way, and that's it. It's the same thing, same path every day, and I don't veer." Okay. And but if you go with somebody, okay, for example, I've always been daring just because I like to see new things and learn new things. Since I was young, I always wanted to. I always said I wanted to be a millionaire by the time I was 30. So now I didn't really exactly define what that was. So I thought about it, and I didn't say I wanted to have $1 million. I should have said that better. I want to have $1 million by the time I'm 30. Did I make over $1 million over my life? I've made more than that over my lifetime of working for 30, 40 years, right? Almost 40 years working. So yeah, I guess I did set that goal, but not quite, didn't say it the right way because I didn't know back then, you know? So there's many ways we can, um, so there's a lot of different ways we can, change our mindset and decide, just sort of be a better life. Sometimes, um, you need that challenge. You need a little challenge. Don't be scared. There's not, you know what I say? You know when you're scared is, what are you scared of? What are you afraid of? What scares you to get outside the box? Like, for example, when I was young, I grew up as an only child. So if I wanted to go to the movies and nobody was around, you think I'm just gonna wait for somebody? No. I remember the first time I said, you know what? I'm going to the movies. I want to go to the movies. I walked myself to the movies. I ordered my popcorn and whatever, and I sat down and I watched the movie myself. And I enjoyed company with myself. And it makes such a difference. After that, I would go to clubs. I would go, if I want to go to a play, I would just go. I didn't need anybody, depended on anybody to go anywhere. I would just go myself. And I just had to, I don't know how I continued and went through all these different challenges in my life and continued, how I overcame these obstacles. I mean, there's so many things, achieving goals that I have done and overcoming, like I said, obstacles and coping with failures. And I don't take failure, I don't even say failure. For example, I've worked in many different jobs and had business, had a studio. We had a studio last year. We closed in November due to some issues that we were having, but it wasn't a failure because you know what? Me and JC decided we were going to open up a space to have salsa music, to engage the community and to help others out there. And that's exactly what we did. It didn't go as long as we wanted to, but we did it. So it's not failure. Did I learn? I learned so much. And yes, there were things I wish I knew beforehand and everything like that. But you know what? Too bad. I learned them the hard way. I learned the hard way about commercial leasing. I learned the hard way about licensing, about all these different things you need to have your own business. It's not simple, okay? And the worries and the stress of worrying about when the money's coming in and how you're going to pay your bills. It's a challenge, but it makes you grow. It makes you a better person. And, I don't wish the bad things I've gone through in my life on anybody, okay? On anybody. I'm just here to guide you and to just give you some insight on things that I've gone through myself. And just, maybe it sparks a little light bulb in your head and you're like, wow, that reminds me of something. I've gone through death of family members. My father died. I was there when my father died. My uncle died. My grandmother. I mean, so many deaths in the family. I've gone through drug addiction. I haven't talked about that. I back in the 80s, cocaine was rampant, and didn't realize I was really young. And I realized the other day, and I was thinking about it, that at least my opinion, right? When you go through drugs or alcohol or anything like that, a lot of times most of the time is because you want to numb out. You don't want to feel, You don't want to think. You don't want to remember the bad times. You just want to be numbed out. And I had a lot of trauma back then, like I said, in my early 20s when I was first engaged, that I went to an abusive relationship. That affected me greatly and didn't ever talk to anybody about it. And it was really scary. And it really diminished my self-worth because I blamed myself for a long time because of the lies that he told me. And I devalued myself for a long time, devalued myself as a person, as a woman, as a daughter, and then later on as a wife, and so on and so forth. I really devalued myself, and I've learned to love myself now and see all the things that I've done in my life and all the accomplishments and being alive. So I celebrate life today. 7 years has been since I had my stroke. It was exactly 7 years a couple of days ago, and I am so grateful. Grateful to God and grateful to all those around me who have helped me and guide me through this time. And you see how I am now, that I'm not perfect, but I'm doing much better than I was, that's for sure. And so I've gone through the challenges we go through, right? I gave you some examples of things I've gone through, the difference between growth mindset and fixed mindset. And then finally, basically the decisions. So the third thing would be decisions you make. So for example, the decisions that I made, oh, let me just go back before I go to decisions. So I just want to say that there are three factors, right? There's an interplay, right, between the challenges, the mindset, and the decisions. So the three factors have a positive, negative outcome depending on how you approach them. Okay, so I'm just going to read a couple of things I wrote before. For example, some people may view challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and overcome, while others may see them as a threat, failures, and limitations. Some people may have growth mindset, which means they believe they can change, improve their skills and qualities at effort and feedback, while others may have a fixed mindset, which means that their traits are innate and unchangeable. Some people may make decisions that align with their goals, values, and well-being, while others may make decisions that are influenced by fear, pressure, and impulse. So see how it's depending on your mindset, how that determines how you're going to decide on a particular situation, right? So so I myself have a growth mindset. Sometimes I make decisions rationally. Now I've learned not to make them rationally, but to think a little bit more. Okay. So one of the things here, some tips to suggest to develop a better out mindset is practice being aware of your present emotions, right? Try to identify what you are feeling and why. Don't judge yourself for having negative emotions, but acknowledge them and let them pass. Your thoughts don't define you or your circumstances. So your thoughts don't define you. Do we have bad days? We can feel like crying. I do too. Trust me, getting here was a challenge today. Okay. Not just on a physical sense. I have some issues emotionally, just everything. It's you know, but don't let that, just be aware of your emotions. You get angry, you get triggered by something. Let the feeling, right? Let the feeling flow and see what that is about. Okay, refrain from your negative thoughts. Instead of focusing on the worst case scenario or the negative aspects of a situation, try to find a more balanced or realistic perspective. Ask yourself if your thoughts are based on facts or assumptions and challenge them with evidence or alternative explanations. Okay, because how many times do we make the story, the soap opera in our brain, as I call it. When fear comes in and you get scared, and all of a sudden you start doing oh my God, if I do this decision, I don't know what's going to happen. I'm going to get into a car accident. You start saying all this stupidity. All this stuff come out like this movie is going on. Like maybe this was from I don't know what movie you saw the other day, and then it's stuck in your head, you know? Try to distract yourself with positive activities. When you feel overwhelmed by negative emotions, do something that makes you happy or relax. It could be a hobby, a sport, a meditation, a conversation with a friend. This can help you interpret the negative thinking and focus on a more positive memories. So if you can talk to somebody or do something that you love, if you love music, I love music. So if I get a little down sometimes, I'll find some upbeat music that I know I love to dance to, which I love freestyle music, right? Disco music too. I love everything. So I love all music, salsa. So anyway, I'll put some music on and I'll start dancing. And then some days I need to meditate. I was going to do that today when we got on the show, and I forgot to tell everybody to kind of do a meditation before they got here, just to clear your head. Because sometimes you're so rushed, and I'm like, my brain's all over the place. I just kind of sit here and I just kind of breathe in with my nose, and then I breathe out with my mouth, and just do that a couple of times. And that kind of like centers me again, kind of like focusing me in, because I'm focusing on my breathing, and it kind of focuses me in for the moment. So when I feel a little anxious about certain things, I can do that, and it brings me back to center, you know? And my last thing about mindset changing things is seek professional help if you need it. Sometimes negative emotions can be a sign of mental health conditions too. You can get depression, anxiety. If you feel that your negative emotions are interfering with your daily function, your relationships, or your well-being, you may benefit from talking to a therapist or a counselor. They can help and understand the roots of causes of your negative emotions and provide you with effective coping skills. Please, if you find that you're so overwhelmed that you can't handle it yourself, go find a professional. There's nothing wrong in talking to somebody. And most medical insurances that you have, you can just call directly. You don't need a referral for mental assistance. You can go and make an appointment. Go, I need to talk to somebody. I'm going through X, Y, and Z, and I don't feel right. And please reach out to somebody, close, a buddy or somebody. Go to a group. Please don't be alone out there. I would feel really bad if you are suffering out there all alone, and especially if you're contemplating suicide or any bad thoughts like that. Please reach out to somebody. We're only a phone call away. You can reach me on my social media. And also you can send me an email here at info@rebootedthepodcast.com. I will reach out to you, guide you as much as I can, and where you can get some help as well. I do appreciate you, and nobody should suffer alone. So I do hope my talk today was good about challenges, mindset, and decisions. Just to talk about a little bit more about decisions. When you're making a decision, you have to think about all the consequences, in the sense of, if I just do decision A, what happens? Decision B, what happens? A lot of times we make rash decisions and we don't realize the consequences until after the fact. So let's try to adopt a growth mindset, everybody. Believe that you can change and improve your skills and qualities through effort and feedback. Embrace challenges as opportunities to learn, grow, and overcome. Seek constructive criticism and learn from your mistakes. Celebrate your progress and achievements. I had an assignment this week that was to put down like 25 things that I'm proud of. I had a hard time doing that because I had to look at myself. What am I proud of? I'm proud of that I'm talking to you. I'm proud of that I'm not scared, that I'm able to talk from my heart to you in this program. I'm so grateful for so many things that I don't even realize it. And give yourself a pat on the back and give yourself a hug, and look in the mirror and say, I'm proud of you. You're a strong person. You survived. You survived the sickness. You survived a breakup. You survived a death in the family. You survived maybe a fire in your house, or you lost your house, or you lost your car, or you lost your job. You survived so many things. I've been there so many times. All these different things that I've done in my life. Be open to new experiences and perspectives. I can't say that word. Sorry. Perspectives. Sorry. Try new things, explore new places, meet new people, explore yourself to different cultures, ideas, opinions. Learn from others who have different backgrounds, experiences, and views. Be curious, ask questions, appreciate diversity, and embrace change. Okay, change is a beautiful thing. It's like a butterfly. Remember that butterfly, how it's in a cocoon, and when that thing comes out, wow, and it develops change in the how do you call it? His wings come out and they have all these beautiful colors, and then he realizes he can fly and he can see the world in a different perspective now, right? Because he changed. Now his mindset changed because he can fly and he can see everything. I wish I was a butterfly. Wouldn't you want to be like that and just kind of like come out of that cocoon as a new person? Well, that's what I feel, that I've come out of my cocoon and I'm embracing who I am as a new person. So I want you to embrace this as well. Explore, go to new places. There's so many great places. Go to on Facebook or Eventbrite. Just go on the internet and search events happening this weekend in your area, and there's going to be tons of events. Go to all the different things. There's so many different experiences. Don't be afraid. I've had a lot of people throw things at me, criticize me because I have crystals or I meditate or I do other alternative things. You know what? I believe in God. God there's one and only, and that's my opinion. I don't put it on anybody else to believe what I believe. I do believe in God, and I believe in a higher power in this world. And without the higher power, I wouldn't be here, because God has saved my life so many times. Okay, he saved me from drug addiction back in the 80s, when I went down to 85 pounds and I looked like I was walking dead. I looked like a zombie. Okay, and I thought I got to the point I was in such a black hole that I wanted to take my life. And I don't think I've ever said that to anybody, but I almost did, and back in the early 20s, because I was so unhappy with everything, everything in my life. And I was so young, but I had nobody to talk to, and not knowing that I should talk to somebody about it. So don't hold things back. Okay, that made me stronger. That made me who I am today. And look at that, I'm here at going almost 59 in 10 days. And I can talk to you without any problems, without any speech impediment affecting from the past stroke or anything. So I'm very grateful. So just be open to new experiences. Meditation, you know what meditation is? Meditation is when you sit in a spot, you close your eyes, you do some breathing work, breath work. It helps you focus. It helps you lower your blood pressure. It's just amazing. And I'm not sitting here praying to Zeus or whatever it is. I don't know what you think I'm doing. I am learning how to control my emotions and grow my mind to be a better person. And there's nothing wrong with going outside the box. Don't be brainwashed that there's only one path. There is not one path. Okay? There's so many things you can enhance your life with, that you can understand more, and then you can understand God more. The more you open your brain and the more you study and the more you read, it opens your brain. And now, wow, you can understand more. I wish I could explain exactly what I'm going through, but it's amazing. It's amazing. God has helped me through this, and I always have the strength of God, and through everything I do, I look for like-minded people. Everybody that I know that meditates, that does any kind of spiritual work, or they all believe in God. They all believe in angels and a higher power. There's nothing different from them to me. They just have their brain is open more, and they're able to see things differently and open their eyes and not be so blinded. Um, to develop a sustainable mindset, be aware of the impact of your actions on the environment and society, future generations. Consider the long-term consequences of your decisions and actions. Align your goals and values with the principles of sustainability and responsibility. Support causes, initiatives. Try to be a good person. Just be a good person. I see people walking down the street. I go, hi, good morning, how are you? And some people answer and some people don't, but it's okay. You know why? Because saying good morning to somebody might have made their whole day. Maybe that person hasn't had anybody to talk to, and you saw them as a person and you said hello. That makes a huge deal. Okay, especially for like homeless people out there. They feel like they're invisible, that that they're useless, that they don't mean anything, and they do mean somebody. They're a human being like us. They mean something. Um, so I hope that this information is helpful for you, and I will continue giving more information like this to you. I'm gonna do one commercial because I gotta get a haircut again. I did get a haircut about a week or so ago, and my barber Fernando, my fade is already gone. I had some nice little design on my hair, but my hair grows so fast. I did my color myself. I got purple. But anyway, I'm going to show you a quick commercial from our barber, and I will be right back. Alida Hernandez. Right now, just my favorite barber here at New Era Barbershop here on Hillsborough Boulevard, right near Powerline Road. Check it out. Look it up on Google and get your haircut. Men, women, children, come out. You'll see JC got a nice little hot towel and everything. But I get my haircut here, so you see the nice design and everything. And he does color too. So don't be afraid of the barber. Okay? That's the barber. So that's my barber. And also just to mention, we have our Spanish show, Spanglish Cafe. So for those who speak Spanish and English, para mi gente que habla español, tenemos mañana, los miércoles a las 7 de la noche, tenemos Spanglish Cafe. Se puede encontrar por Facebook, Instagram, en todas las páginas y en nuestro magazine en YouTube. So tomorrow, Spanglish, we interview salsa artists. So I'll see you there. So I do hope you had a great day today and that you liked my episode. And I'm just going to leave you with a little video that I did earlier today about this episode. And I will see you next week for some more information and some more healthy tips out there. So live a great life. Have a great week. And I'll see you next week. Love you guys. Bye.
Woven aspects of life. In the labyrinth of life, challenges lurk at every corner. Picture this: a man stands at a precipice, facing the vast unknown. Fear whispers in his ears, but he doesn't retreat. With a deep breath and firm resolve, he leaps. The key lies in harnessing the power of a positive mindset, in making decisions that propel us forward instead of pulling us back. In the grand scheme of life, challenges are but stepping stones. They are the furnace that tempers our spirit, the grindstone that sharpens our resolve. And our mindset? It's the anvil upon which our life is forged. Our decisions, then, are the hammer strokes that shape our destiny. In today's episode, we delve deeper into this fascinating interplay. We explore the transformation of challenges into opportunities, the power of positivity, and the impact of decisive action. We follow the lives of individuals who face challenges and reshape their lives through decisions. We journey through the lives of individuals who have faced their challenges head on, who have harnessed the power of a positive mindset, and who made decisions that have transformed their lives. In essence, this episode is a testament to the human spirit's resilience. It is a testament to our inherent ability to face challenges, to adapt our mindset, and to make decisions that lead us down the path of growth and success. As the final notes of this episode fade away, let's reflect. Together, we've navigated challenges, explored mindset changes, and made decisions. We've found how these elements shape our lives. Challenges aren't villains, they're catalysts. Mindset isn't a spectator, but a participant. Decisions, they pen our life's narrative. The next time you face a challenge, remember today's lessons. Be brave, have an optimistic view, and choose wisely. It's not the challenges that define us, but our reactions. That, dear listeners, is the essence of challenges, mindset, and decisions.